All right, that's how we do. I know. It's okay. Don't worry. It's okay. I'm telling you. Yeah. Hey, don't worry, baby. I'm not gonna let you guys keep pushing you around like that. That's right. I'll take care of you. I'll take good care of you, boy. No problem. No problem. All right. All right. All right. It's all right, buddy. It's all right. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's all good, buddy. It's all good. You don't have to worry. You want to say hello to the people? Yeah. All right. All right.
Hello, everybody. My daddy knew someone who is mean, but Hezokuai's been doing a really good job of taking care of me and tasing the crap out of my dad. Yeah. Bye.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show on this beautiful, fantastic, amazing, wonderful, unbelievable Tuesday morning. Yes, we made it through Monday, Labor Day. And I'll tell you what, for those of you who saw my show yesterday, you are one of the lucky ones. My actual show. Because as you know, YouTube wasn't happy with the clips I was showing, so they cut it off and removed it. So that's it. That's gone forever. I don't even have access to it. So if you saw it, you're one of the lucky few, because that's gone. But when I came back on afterwards, that's still posted. You can watch that. But anyway, before we get into it, we always got to start the show by turning on our fancy, modern, 21st century, hardcore, amazing special effects extravaganza. All right. Love it. So anyway, let's see. What do we got today? Who's here? Who's here? Now, it looks like there's some discrepancy over who came in first. So I'm going to start the day with a double trouble happy dance for both of you. All right. So the first message I got was from Cliff Hickson. G'day, Hezokuai. G'day, Cliff. Throw some shrimp on the barbie, mate. Then I got Scott Ammo. Good morning, Hezokuai pals. All right. And then Greg Jonick saying my laptop isn't working right. I was the first chat, but I checked that it's not showing my first post. So that's the discrepancies between Greg and Cliff. So here's a double trouble happy dance for both Greg and Cliff. Here you go. Ah, crap. All right. Okay. All right. Tim Hicks said, good morning. Yes, he did. What's up, Tim? Good to see you. Ray in the house. What's up, Ray? Good to see you, Ray. We got Greg Jonick. We got Frauditor UK. Another good day. All right. Let's see. Ray, Greg Jonick. Accurate outrages here. Awesome sauce. I love you guys. You have no idea. Dad farted. All right. Big hugs to everyone near and far. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. It's always a great way to start your day with hugs. Dag nabbit. All right. Let's see. Zerzu Zyquid. It wasn't me. I know everyone saw me do it, but their eyes are deceiving them. Edie Marie Albay. All right. Yes, that's slick. I dig that. All right. Nightwolf in the house. What's up, Nightwolf? Robert Custo says, good morning, all. The I-75 was blocked for an hour yesterday after a car driven by a humpback crashed into a car driven by a bearded lady. The police described it as a freak accident. All right. Nightman's wife. Good morning, everyone. Taking care of a sick baby hunter. Oh, we survived the storm. Bunch of trees down. No structural damage except for an old shed we didn't use. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, hopefully baby hunter gets better soon. Here's a happy dance for baby hunter. All right. Nightwolf, Ray, Frauditor UK, Greg Jonick, Robert Custos, Jade in the house. What's up, Jade? Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the fabulous, unbelievable, remarkable, amazing, my producer, the one and only, Salacious is in the house. Luna Nights, what's up, Luna? 773-202. Boop, 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 boop. Luna. All right. Nightman's wife, Edie Marie. Linda Hill, good morning. Good morning to you. Thank you. I appreciate the appreciation. Thank you very much. Methodist Dave is in the house. That's right. Let's see. Frauditor UK. Billy Yank. All right. Mornings are super with Hezokuai. MASH. All right. I like that one. You got your rash, rise and shine with Hezokuai, and now you got your mash, mornings are super with Hezokuai. Yeah. What's a shrimp, Hez? We have prawns on a barbecue. Hey, man, I just remember when I was a kid, well, it wasn't really, well, I guess teenager, in the 80s, when Crocodile Dundee was really popular, they had all these commercials where Paul Hogan would come out and say, "Hey, come on down to Australia. I'll throw a shrimp on the barbie for you." Because they were trying to sell tickets, for tourism for Australia. Let's see. Methodist Dave, the Graham and Bob Show. Graham is working hard, so I sent to Bob as a stand-in. All right. Well, good to see you. Good to see you. The Bobs from the Graham and Bob Show, they're in training right now to learn how to fraud it. It's great stuff. And every Saturday night, don't forget, on my Saturday night snafu, to join me for the latest, greatest short from the Graham and Bob Show every Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us, won't you? Shameless plug. What else? Nightwolf Jade, Graham and Bob Show, Robert Custos, Linda Hill. Who else is here today? Nightwolf, hip 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 hooray. Gamer 88. Welcome to the show. All right, so what's going on? So tonight I'm gonna go see what the heck is this movie called? The something with an E. It's got it's a part 3. It's not the Exorcist 3 or the Evangelist 3. The Executioner 3. No, the Existential Life Pattern part. No. Oh, the Equalizer part 3. Yeah. The problem is I never saw Equalizers part 1 or 2. So I'm gonna have to watch both of those to get caught up. So maybe I'll be able to squeeze those in before I go, because I know they're both on demand. But it was the only movie in my local theater that either I haven't seen yet or that I'm interested in, i.e., I'm not going to see Barbie. I'm a grown man. And don't you dare say, well, you went and saw Mario. That's Mario. That's different. I played Mario when I was a kid. I didn't play Barbies when I was a kid. All right. Nobody drinks Foster's in Australia. Foster's, Australian for beer. Tight Ass Tuesdays. Whoa, wait a minute. Save that for the other kinds of channels. There is an underlying story connection through all 3 of them. Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, I probably should watch the first 2 before I go to see the third one, but I'll try to squeeze them in today if I can before I go, because my movie starts at 7:15 tonight, so I got all day. We'll see. Woohoo! So there's that. So either way, I will. I'll let you guys know tomorrow. I'll give you my review. I hope it turns out better than the Meg part 2. For those of you who didn't get to see my review of the Meg part 2, there's a sound effect in the movie The Meg part 2 that played so much that I actually started to notice it. You're not supposed to notice it when it repeats the same sound effect over and over and over. So my review of the Meg 2 is basically to break down the whole movie, which is, oh, look, there's a shark. Oh, look, there's a guy with a gun. Oh, look over there. It's an octopus. Oh, look, over there. It's an electric eel. Oh, look, there's a submarine. Dinosaurs. An explosion. It was bad. The PDF elves, what's up? Good to see ya. Nowhere Fast, good morning to you. Texas Tim, all right. William Grabber, all right. Kingston 2000, all right. Yeah. Now we're getting a nice full house. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. The heck? Thank you, I said. All right, that's more like it. Hey, look, there's a big brown shark. Yep. And so my chat keeps disappearing. What the heck? I don't know, man. Either there's something wrong with your computer or there was bad LSD. I don't know what to tell you. Hey, what's up, David? Andre Hoyer, all right. Hey, look, it's a sovereign citizen. Oh, all righty then. So, Dag Nevitt, I'm trying to go make that crack sound effect. They're not cracking. How come my knuckles won't crack? So I have like 50 of these because the local movie theater was just going to throw them out. And they just said, "Here, you want some Sonic the Hedgehog cups?" I'm like, "Okay." And they give me a stack, like, when you see like cups just in a stack where they're all in, like, I got a ton of these. This is not whiskey, by the way. I almost wish it was. It's water. P. Burns II is in the house. What's up? Product Wrangler's in the house. What's up? And so vodka. Yeah, there you go. See, he's like, yeah, it's not whiskey, it's vodka. Oh boy. Ain't nothing more interesting than sorry. Than a putrefied potato. Hello, welcome to the show, everybody. Good to see you. So this morning, I want to do something a little bit different. First of all, I want to pull up this video. I'm sure you all have seen this by now. Speaking of which, Wrangler, because you're here, I'm going to show K-Far's video, but I did want to say something to you, Wrangler. Yesterday, when you were in you came in like right as I was leaving, and you're like, "Hey, you should play my new video that starts in 13 minutes." It's like, I'll be gone in 13 minutes, but I told everybody whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, because I had no idea who this guy is. I'm still not sure who the heck he is, the idiot sovereign citizen in the video. But because I never heard of the guy, when you were in my chat and you said his name, I thought you were being sarcastic, like that you were making fun. I just assumed that you were making fun of Stoned Vet and that the name you put was a name making fun of him. I didn't realize you were actually talking about a completely different person. So when you first said that, I'm like, oh, another Stoned Vet video? I can't handle another one of those. That guy is he's really starting to get under my skin with the way he just does his thing. It's anyway. That's what I thought it was, and then later on I watched it. And I'm like, oh, this is just a completely different sovereign idiot. Talking about Kfar, but then I saw Kfar's video answering the guy, and I'm like, all right, I got to get in on this discussion. So today we're going to do the whole sovereign citizen bit. That's going to be the feature of the show today. I want to start by playing this video, and because I have some of my own comments I want to make about some of the things this idiot says as well, because I think literally everyone in the community can debunk every word that comes out of this idiot's mouth. So here we go.
Days were over. A sovereign citizen from Facebook wanted to try his hand at YouTube and make a call out Kfar video because I wouldn't debate him after I debunked his logic in 5 comments on a Facebook post. Now, I found this guy on Sovereign or Citizen. It is a Sovereign Citizen Facebook group. Obviously, I'm in there just watching for people trying to scam. This guy is one of those people. We're just going to watch this video. I'll correct it when necessary. Don't go too hard on homeless Jesus. It is what it is. Here we go.
In today's video of Throwing Down the Gauntlet, we gave the challenge to a group on Facebook called Sovereign Citizens. And basically, I offered anybody there who has a YouTube channel or a channel on any platform the opportunity to challenge their beliefs. The YouTuber Kfar decided to refuse that opportunity and instead be a keyboard warrior. So let's expose him for that. Let's expose how much of a coward this man was. What we were discussing.
Okay, so right off the bat, before we get into it, first of all, PDF elves, yeah, the whole stoned vet thing, like, here's the thing. The other day when he was showing Wranglers live on his live, I was in both chats, his and Wranglers. The thing is, when it comes to the stoned vet, like, because I'm trying to not even get into that whole thing. That's why I don't even talk about it at all. I was just saying that when Wrangler talked about this video yesterday, I thought he was talking about Stoned Vet. I didn't realize he was talking about this guy on the screen. I don't even know who this guy is. And I thought he was being sarcastic. And at that moment, because I just watched the Stoned Vet video, I didn't want to watch another one because in the video he did about me, I mean, I know later on in the video, he apologized and was like, yeah, I don't know who this Hezokuai guy is. I shouldn't be giving him a hard time. But he was throwing a lot of insults my way. And I'm like, I didn't even know this guy or anything about it and blah, blah. Anyway, like I said, I try not to talk about that stuff on my channel. People come here to have some laughs, have some fun, be entertained, drink their morning coffee, and not get into all the drama. They get all day to watch every other channel to deal with that stuff. So I'm sorry I brought it up. Anyway, what I wanted to say about this douche canoe that we're looking at right now. Here's the deal. So what is the first two? Because this is an example of how they all talk. And this is exactly one of the reasons why, one of the many, many reasons why people like Kfar aren't trying to engage people like this guy in debate. His first sentence, you already know he's playing the same scammy con man technique, talking in circles games that they all play. How can I say that from one sentence? Keyboard warrior, coward. Unbiased, factual statement. He's a keyboard warrior and a coward. They use very specific words for a very specific reason to paint a very specific picture. It has nothing to do with stating the facts. It's about building your narrative. That's what he's doing. That's what they all do. That's why there are no cops. There are road pirates or pigs or tyrants. That's why there are no traffic laws. There are legal versions of extortion. That's why there is no jurisdiction. It's either maritime, which doesn't apply to you personally, or common law, which doesn't apply if you're not like literally murdering somebody in the street. It's word games. Already this guy starts playing them. Well, this guy had some comments, so let me answer his comments. No, he goes, wow, this keyboard warrior coward has some comments. So right there, you're already building a narrative that's making the other guy, you're demonizing him and insulting him and all that. So already, you just started talking and already you've lost all credibility. Let's see what else you got to say.
Is the right to travel. We have the right to travel, and, you know, he disagrees. He thinks that the ability to travel is a privilege. And I even asked him multiple times, do you understand that we have the right to travel? I wasn't even referring to any specific means of travel. I was just referring to travel in general, and he wouldn't even confirm or deny that. Like, he was so afraid of my questions that he just blatantly refused to answer them. And then he acted like,
again, KFAR is going to cover all this too, but he again, look at the way that these people talk. It's all part of the game. The way he talks is very specifically chosen for that reason. He says this guy just refuses to answer my question. No, because you're saying, well, I wasn't referring to any type of travel. Right, but that's the point. Because we've already, you personally may not have spoken with KFAR and gave your argument, but we've all heard the argument 1,000 times. We all know that you're going to hit us with the, oh, well, traveling is my right. So it doesn't matter if I'm walking or if I'm in my car or what. I have the right to travel. And that's why when you say that, he's answering you talking about, because he knows that you're trying to get at that your ultimate end goal is, yes, we can travel because in a car we don't need a driver's license, which is BS. So the mode of travel does matter. You're just trying to get me to acquiesce that we have the right to travel so that you could say, see, you just admitted that I don't need a driver's license. Ha ha, case closed. It's like, we know your game. We've heard it 1 billion times. You idiot.
he was using facts and logic, but it's like, buddy, if you can't even answer my questions using facts and logic, you're not using facts and logic.
All right, guys, you know how I love to be thorough. We do have a right to travel, but not in the way that he thinks. The right to travel is kind of defined by this. It protects the right of the citizen of one state to enter and to leave another state. That was 1. 2, the right to be treated as a welcome visitor rather than an unfriendly alien when temporarily present in the second state. 3, for those travelers who elect to become permanent residents, the right to be treated like other residents of that state. So at no point does that say you can hop in your whip and drive without a driver's license, without a registration, and without insurance. But for some reason, he's trying to make this into that for some reason.
These people, they're just keyboard warriors, so they got to save face somehow. You're going to expose the YouTuber KFAR for being the keyboard warrior that he is. His channel, in the description, it claims that he likes to expose stupid and laugh at dumb people. So he must laugh at himself quite a bit. I mean, honestly, because the conversation I had with this man on Facebook proves that he's not willing to challenge his beliefs publicly.
I know this is going to come as a shock to many of you, but Facebook is a public platform. My page is public. I share the link all the time. The post is actually still up with all of his comments. How is that not publicly? It's not like we had it in a back room where all the evidence was destroyed after. It is literally still up for anybody to see. That's pretty fucking public.
It proves that all he wants to do is pick on the defenseless. He doesn't want to give anybody an opportunity to defend their beliefs. All he's going to do is take videos of people and make fun of them and not give those people the opportunity to defend themselves. So, I mean, come on. I can't think of a better way to prove a lack of conviction than to give this man the opportunity to challenge somebody publicly. And I gave him that opportunity and he straight up refused. So, I mean, that says it all. Actions speak louder than words.
As you guys know, I don't regularly debate stupid people on my channel because, as already is proved time and time again, arguing and trying to debate these people is pointless. They'll never learn. Also, I talked to this guy a few days before he, offered this challenge, and he worded it in a way to take a shot at me, someone who does this on YouTube. Actions speak louder than words, he says. Somebody actually challenged him on Facebook to a debate, and he said yes. And then when he learned that they weren't a content creator, he said he wouldn't debate them. He is looking for a platform. The same way Granite Beast is always, oh, I'll debate you on your channel. I'll debate you on your channel. These people are looking for a platform bigger than what they themselves can get. This guy has 140-something subscribers on YouTube. I think around the same on TikTok. He's looking for someone bigger to give him a platform to spew his stupidity. I saw through that immediately after reading it. I'm not going to help this guy do anything.
This man chose to shy away from a challenge. He chose to shy away from an opportunity to act.
Okay, I want to address this comment real quick. You could open a travel service using a people carrier trolley. But here's the thing that made me think of. Did he find that shirt on the ground at Burning Man? What's up, Simone? Good to see you. Josiah Stalbrook, what's up? Robert Custos, who else? Jason D. So anyway, because after all this, I went into this guy's comment section and looked at a lot of the responses he's been getting about this video and things he's been saying. And one of the big arguments he was making is that when people are, on the side of intelligence, we're saying the right to travel means you could travel from state to state. If you go from, like right now, I'm in Florida. I'm eventually going to go back to Wisconsin to visit my kid. I could literally just hop in the car right now and do that. Like, I don't need to get any special permissions or go through any kind of toll booths toll booths. But I mean, like the checkpoints you go through to enter into Canada or Mexico or whatever, border patrol. I don't have to deal with any of that. You just do it. And there's nothing they can do. It's legit. They have to take my out-of-state driver's license as long as it's valid and, all that. So that's what right to travel actually comes down to in reality. But this guy saying that when we said, well, you don't have to, somebody in the chat was saying, well, you don't have to drive a car. Like legally, you could walk, you could ride a bicycle, you could, take a bus or whatever. Aha, he says, that's a gotcha moment. Don't you see? It's a government conspiracy. If you don't drive, they're forcing you against your will to use public transportation. Arr! Okay, buddy. Yeah. Like, I have a theory. I wanted to talk about this actually after watching this. I was going to bring it up later, but now that I'm talking about the transportation thing, because the whole thing is the discussion about the right to travel anyway. Or you could walk. Yes. Here's the thing. I've noticed something, and I've been thinking about it a lot. And the more I think about it, the more I think it might actually have a lot to do with this whole movement. This guy, again, and this is based on reading his comments, right? Because this stuff doesn't come up in the video. But looking at his channel and reading his comment section, this guy lives in a rural area. Here's the deal, lives in a rural area. And the more I think about it, the more I realize, like, oh, it seems like a lot of these people who believe in this sovereign citizen stuff don't live in high crime areas, big cities. They're not from New York, San Francisco, Chicago, LA, Portland, whatever. They have no idea because they've never lived it. Because they always say the same thing. If you say, well, what if somebody tries to break into your home and hurt you and your family? Oh, well, I'll just pull out my gun and take care of it myself. All right? What if there's 50 of them? What if you're outnumbered and outgunned? Ha ha ha, that's not going to happen. So you've never been to the city. Like, you know, some of these guys, I think it was, I actually think it was Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind. I don't remember specifically who it was, so don't quote me on that. But I was talking to somebody a while back about that idea, one of them. And he says, well, I know what it's like. I had somebody break into my car once. Oh, poor baby. Listen, I don't want to try and make it sound like I'm trying to portray myself as like some big hardcore badass that grew up in the hood. No, I grew up in a nice neighborhood, but it was on the south side of Chicago. And I have seen people get shot. I have seen people take golf clubs to the back of the head. I have hung out in the alley with my friends watching the rats jump all over the garbage cans, knocking them over. Rats this freaking big. I've been there, done that. I've seen it. I've been held up at gunpoint twice. I know what it looks like on the streets. I know how bad it can be. And people like me are the people who are out there now in the places where they're trying, a few years ago, trying to defund the police are now saying, wait a minute. No, sorry, please get more cops back. We didn't realize that if you tell people do whatever you want, that there are people who want to do bad things. And that's what these guys never seem to understand. They will always default to, well, I don't want to hurt anybody. Okay, but people who do want to hurt people, if it was legal, you think they wouldn't? You think that people who hurt people all day, every day, that they just love doing it, are going to stop if they're allowed to? If you say from now on everyone's allowed to do whatever they want, they're going to do whatever they want. And that's not always a good thing. If you have some, look at that TV behind your head. If there's no laws to stop anyone from doing anything, and a bunch of punks figure out where you live and they want that TV, they're taking it. And I don't care if you do own a gun, because there's more of them and they have guns too. You're outnumbered. You're outgunned. You're not going to win. It's going to be like the Purge, and you're going to end up being a victim. But these people don't understand that. But again, I think it's partially because of where they grew up. And they've never actually living in a rural town, like I said. Oh, what have they seen in their lives? Cows, maybe. And again, if they did see crime, it was like somebody broke in or something to their car. Maybe somebody tried to steal something. They pull out their gun, fire shot in the air, scare them away. I'll give you this. I'll give you this. If there's, I know there's no possible way he's ever going to see me in this video, but if I was talking to him, here's what I'd say right now. Where I grew up, literally, and some of the people in this chat hopefully are going to be able to relate. If I went outside of my house, if I was outside of my house and I went like this, I'll do it for the camera. And I went like this and was touching the side of my house. And then I went like that, I would be touching the side of my neighbor's house. I would have to do full arm stretch. This hand would be on my house, and this hand would be on my neighbor's house. Okay? So if I'm here and somebody tries to break in my house and I fire a gun, the person next door is going to respond. He's going to know that there are shots being fired. He's going to hear it. It's not going to go unnoticed. And when you're in the city, like this guy, some punks break in his house, he shoots them, it's over, call the cops, have them call. Oh, wait, there are no cops in your world. I guess you just throw the body over your shoulder and bury it in your backyard. I don't know. And then maybe someday his family and friends will trace him back to there. But in the city, somebody breaks in your house, you shoot him, there's a good chance that his homies are nearby. There's a good chance that you're going to have his friends and family, when they found out you're the ones who shot the guy, they're going to come after you because you killed somebody that they love. Link 219, what's up? Parson 1122, what's up? So anyway, I think that is part of the whole sovereign citizen thing, is so many of them seem to come from areas where they have absolutely no experience, no idea what real crime looks like. Because so many of them, their philosophy seems based on the idea that if you just allow everyone to do whatever they want, that everyone's just going to choose to not steal. Everyone's going to just choose to be nice. If you have more than someone somewhere is going to want to take what you have. There's always going to be someone who has less than you. There's always going to be someone who's going to want to take what you have. And unfortunately, there's going to be more of them than there are of you. Greg says, we're talking about naivete. Naivety. That's right. They are very naive. And, but anyway, they think they know everything about everything. Like this. Anarchy is people holding hands. No, it's not. It's literally quite the opposite. Maybe people stabbing each other in the face.
Actually have somebody that is capable of defending the things that he makes fun of. I'll be posting the full unedited conversation on YouTube. I'm just going to be taking a few pictures of specific comments so that I can respond to the points. He really only makes like 2 points through our whole conversation, and I thoroughly addressed those points with questions that he repeatedly could not answer. So Kfar begins by saying the Supreme Court has ruled on it, blah blah blah. Like the Supreme Court, blah blah blah. Like the Supreme Court hasn't proven multiple times that they'll be willing to violate the rights of the innocent. The Supreme Court on numerous occasions has proven they are willing to legislate laws that violate the rights of the innocent without the consent of the innocent. It doesn't matter what the Supreme Court says.
Yes, you heard that. He said, fuck the Supreme Court, fuck the Constitution. The Supreme Court is the highest court in the land, authorized by, you guessed it, the U.S. Constitution. But fuck them, because he's in his feelings, because he thinks that you should be able to drive a several-ton automobile, motor vehicle, without a driver's license, without being qualified to do so, without having a registration, without being insured to cover anything or any damages that happen while you're driving. Fuck the Constitution. Fuck the Supreme Court. That's what a sovereign citizen said.
Like, all he's saying is because the government says that you need permission to exercise your God-given rights, you need permission to exercise your God-given rights. It's like he's a child. Like, no, we're free men. We're adults. We don't need permission from any government to exercise our God-given rights. And if we violate somebody else's rights, we can still be held accountable for that. We don't need to legislate laws that violate the rights of the innocent in order to hold people accountable for violating the rights of the innocent. You see how ridiculous this man sounds?
So as I'm sitting here listening to this guy flap his gums, trying to read what he's got coming across the screen, which ultimately mean nothing, I finally got a glance at his TV. Gabriel of the Family Prevent. We've seen sovereign citizens play this bullshit time and time and time and time again. They're trying to get away from being held accountable for their actual name and say, no, I'm actually not this person. I'm that person. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. And then the anarchist A, except for he's trying to hide it between hands being held instead of making the circle. That's cute and all, but at the end of the day, this is what it is. We all know what it means. For those of you who took the oath, active duty, reserves, now in veteran status, whatever, you took an oath to defend the country and the Constitution against enemies foreign and domestic. This dipshit sure as shit qualifies as domestic. He is a threat. We will go on later of why he's a threat to the country and the Constitution, but he just doesn't understand that we're having to legislate everything because of stupid people like him, who think they should be able to do whatever they want, whenever they want. This is like a broken system, broken trust argument that has been debunked for decades, but they're so stupid they keep trying to say it. Doesn't make any sense.
This man, he's just saying, we should let the government think for us. Don't think for yourself. Don't read what the forefathers left. Don't follow their example. Just let the government think for you, because our forefathers very clearly outlined what is and is not tyrannical, what is and is not oppression. And when I bring that up, when I actually reference the Declaration of Independence, when I reference the Constitution and ask him questions regarding what I say, he refuses to accept he refuses to answer the questions. He refuses to acknowledge that I'm actually referencing the example our forefathers left us.
So what he kept doing is bringing up nonsensical part of amendments that meant absolutely nothing to the current driver's license conversation. He kept hitting me with, well, do you believe in the freedom to assemble? And it's like, what does that have to do with driver's license? To the point where several other people were like, why even bring that up? It means nothing. He kept over and over again, after I would say, yeah, no amendment is absolute. He would say, yes, I agree, no amendment is absolute, but then continue talking about how the First and Fourth Amendment are 100% absolute, and there's nothing that could ever go against that, which we all know, again, is false. His argument gets more and more pathetic. When I bring up the 10th Amendment, well, why aren't you quoting the 10th Amendment? Because we all know what the 10th Amendment says. We all know what the 10th Amendment means. But he didn't want to hear that. And then when I did share what it meant and what it said, he disagreed with it. Shocker. The guy who said, fuck the Constitution and fuck the Supreme Court is now saying, fuck certain amendments that don't agree with him and his perspective. Are we shocked? No, we're not shocked.
This man.
Take two. 2 pounds from Maxine Kennedy for Mark Rules. Real life ass to kick. Bye, all. Bye. Thanks for dropping in. I hope you hit a like on your way out, and here's your happy dance. All right. Thank you very much. And whoever's asked you got a kick, hopefully you get them kicked good and good. Yes, I know I was muted. I'm sorry. Paracord Princess, what's up? I don't know if I said hello earlier. There you go. Hello. Accurate Outrage, League 219. Anyone else here? Florida Jim. All right. That I didn't say hi to. Mark Rules, there he is. All right. Frauditor UK's there's his word. No joke, really muted. I know. Graham's like, I went deaf. All right. Happy ass kicking Maxine. This guy is a flat earther. I would not be surprised. And yeah, somebody said earlier in the chat, like this guy in Long Island Audit proved that just because you talk in a calm voice doesn't make you smart. Just like me, just because I scream and hoop and holler all the time doesn't make me stupid. The fact that I'm an idiot makes me stupid. Anyway, so yeah, this guy. Let's get back to it. It's interesting because, like I said, after watching this, I went and I looked at this guy's chat, and he tries to explain a lot of this. Forgot me, Highway Star. Did I forget Highway Star? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, women and children of all ages, the one, the only, our local Deep Purple fan, Highway Star. Thank you. So I'm reading this guy's chat and his answers to all of the like counterpoints to all the points that KFAR made here. And one of the things that he keeps harping on is define liberty. Define liberty. Define liberty. So a bunch of people are copying and pasting the dictionary definition of liberty. Like, okay, and what's your point? Katie said, what's up? Good to see you. So anyway, one of the issues with this guy, and this goes for all sovereign citizens, all Moors, and most frauditors as well. What happens is they get this sort of absolutist ideal, or at least, because again, we know, especially when it comes to the frauditors, we know that there are a lot of them that don't actually believe in what they're doing. But the same thing with the sovereign citizens. You can tell in a lot of these videos that, you know, they were like, oh, crap, my license is expired. And I mean, it's literally like this is the story behind a large percentage of sovereign citizens that are not people who actually believe in the cause. I know exactly what the story is. It's no mystery. Somebody's license expires or their license plate or whatever, and they can't afford at that moment to renew it. So instead of contacting the state and working something out, which I've done before, so I know it's possible, they go online and say, is there any way I could drive without a license? And then they find, hey, did you know that according to this law and blah, 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 blah. So they don't know or care anything about the cause. They just print out the stuff they saw online so that when they get pulled over and they don't have their license, they could just start reading the script to the cop. And they have no idea what they're reading or why. They just think it's a way to somebody on the internet told them here's a way to get out of having to pay for a new license. So, anyway, he's a sovereign citizen who made a video about KFAR, and that's the video. And the video we're watching right now is KFAR's video that he made as an answer to this guy's video about KFAR. He's a sovereign citizen, and he's spouting off all the standard sovereign citizen gobbledygook nonsense. And I was talking just now about the comments that he put, that the guy we're looking at put under this video answering people discussing this video, and how he kept saying, well, define liberty, define liberty, define liberty. So people literally copy and paste the definition into there. And see, gotcha. And it's like, what are you talking about? And this is the problem. One of the things that this guy says, it's coming up, he says, the 10th Amendment does not give the government the right to violate rights, or what he just said. The Supreme Court doesn't matter because they can violate rights too. And it's like, The problem with, and that's why I'm saying all of these guys that are the ones that believe in the cause, from the sovereign citizens all the way down to and including the frauditors, have this thing where they'll say, hey, you can't violate my rights, and they'll quote a law, a real law, a legitimate law that does not allow the police or the government or whoever to violate certain rights. And it's like, when they argue, this is one of the many reasons why it's so difficult to argue with these butterbrain douche canoes, is because when they tell you, when they quote you the real actual laws, and they actually, in the rare occasion, they actually quote them correctly, it's like, okay, you're right. They cannot violate your rights. You're right, they can't. The problem is, your definition of someone violating your rights is someone pulling you over at all. Nope, you just violated my rights. Having a metal detector to enter a building. Oh, you're violating my rights. Asking to see someone's driver's license. Oh, you're violating my rights. So it becomes this game where it's like, we can't disagree with you that it is illegal for people to violate your rights, because that is true. But we don't agree with you when we say it, because we know, we've heard it so many times from you idiots, that your definition of someone violating your rights is someone farted in the wrong direction and you didn't like the smell. Anything that any government official does is a violation of your rights. A cop asks you to step back. He's giving unlawful directives and making demands. Cop asks you for ID. Oh, he's violating my rights to be secure in my private property and papers. So you can't win.
And doesn't want you to think for yourself. He wants you to rely on the government to do your thinking for you. And then this man, he goes so far as to say that the 10th Amendment, this is the second point he brings up, which is literally pretty much the first point. The 10th Amendment gives the government the authority to violate the rights of the innocent. No.
See, that's what I'm saying. I guarantee you, KFAR never said, and not anyone on our end has ever said, that the 10th Amendment gives the government the right to violate rights. That's your butterbrain. That's coming out of your butterbrain mouth. Your douche canoe rag. Your tennis racket that you use to row your douche canoe with. That's where that's coming from. Nobody ever said the 10th Amendment gives them the authority to violate rights. The 10th Amendment gives the state the authority to create its own laws as long as they don't violate your rights. It specifically says that. That's the whole point. They can make whatever laws they want as long as they don't violate your rights. That's what the 10th Amendment does. So, again, butterbrain douche canoe. And they wonder why we think that they're dumb.
No, it doesn't, sir. Like, the 10th Amendment does not give the government the ability to violate our rights. What? Like, what? The 10th Amendment does not give the government the authority to violate the First Amendment or the Fourth Amendment.
So, unlike this guy here, who I have to assume has a negative IQ, most educated people can comprehend that the 10th Amendment, 14th Amendment even, doesn't go against the First or Fourth Amendment. It's as simple as that. Requiring someone to have a driver's license, to drive a vehicle doesn't go against the First or Fourth Amendment. Do you know why? Because they're not absolute. He kept telling me that, yes, he agrees they're not absolute, but then keeps pumping all of his facts behind these two amendments are absolute and no other amendments matter. Grow up, dude. Grow up.
There's absolutely nothing about what the 10th Amendment says that gives the government the authority to legislate laws that affect our rights without our consent. And for you to claim that that's what it says, for you to be perpetuating that nonsensical doublethink, it only proves that you're domesticated by propaganda. And then we got this other guy chiming in, and he says, my argument is that I just want to ignore the law and I want to ignore what the government says and all of this stuff. I don't want to be held accountable by the government. I can do whatever I want because I'm ignoring the government. No, I'm taking what our forefathers said. I'm taking their example and I understand it and applying that so that I can understand tyranny and oppression.
All right, guys. So we're going to see why Gabriel of the family Prevet has a problem with Gary. So Gary said, I'm sorry, Gabe. As I pointed out to KFAR, you're just playing the 6 degrees separation from Kevin Bacon game, whereby the acceptance, the understanding of the first, begets the constitutional right to protest the government, which begets our right to not accept the laws passed by the government, which begets our right to actively resist our government in however we choose, which begets the supposed right to ignore all laws and the Supreme Court rulings, which we personally deem unlawful or unconstitutional. Am I right? So that...
Okay, now, this is important. And I see why KFAR highlighted this specific comment. Because that is an extremely good way of breaking down the way that these guys think. So let's dive a little bit deeper into this comment. Okay, so when you say that you understand the First Amendment, like you understand it better than we do, is what he's implying. And again, this is in response to that. This isn't him saying it. This is someone else saying this to him. So your quote unquote understanding of the First Amendment means that you have the right to protest the government. So if you have the right to protest the government, then that means as a protest, you have the right to not accept the laws passed by the government. And if you have a right not to accept the laws, then you have the right to actively resist the laws in any way you choose, which means that you have the right to ignore laws and rulings anytime, and this is the important part, when we personally deem unlawful or unconstitutional. And that's the problem, the we personally deem part. That's what I was talking about. You don't like having to pay a fee for your driver's license, so that means the driver's license law doesn't apply to you because you don't like it. You don't want to pay the fee to put a license plate on your car, therefore license plates don't apply to you because you don't like them. Any law that you don't like doesn't apply to you. That's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. All right. Dude Guymanson, yes. Yes, that's who we're looking at right now. The Sovereign Citizens channel is Dude Guymanson. And like I said, I went and on his channel and I read comments, his comment section, and it's funny because after this video came out, a lot of, because he's got like, I don't know, I mean, maybe now because of this he might have more subs, but his channel was basically nothing until we gave him some exposure. But so many people were blasting him like, do you understand how much of an idiot you are, dude? And he's like, no, define liberty. Okay, yeah, but here's the definition of liberty. Well, yeah, see, you just proved me right. What? Wait, what? Oh, the douche canoe is strong with this one.
Is why Gabriel of the Family Privet is so upset with Gary and trying to call him out again in this video.
And I even asked the man to define liberty without first looking it up, and he fails to do so, and then starts talking about going to work with his ARs, like that somehow proves he knows what liberty means. But he clearly does not know what liberty means, because those ARs that he's packing, I can guarantee you they're not full auto. And why? Why aren't they full auto? Because the government has legislated laws that affect his right to liberty without his consent.
So I don't know if our boy Gabe here is intentionally leaving up Gary's comments for 0.5 seconds, but we're going to leave them on the screen for everyone to see in their entirety. So Gary told our boy Gabe here, I absolutely do, referring to liberty. In fact, I'm going to go work on my Second Amendment proficiency with my 2 ARs later today, which in my head, he's going to the gun range and doing some sort of training, because that's what common sense tells you. I know the actual meaning of liberty and not the perverted definition a small minority have adopted to try and remove all manner of responsibility from their apparent unlawful actions. I mean, just declare any law some egregious act of stealing your liberty, and poof, you should be able to do what you want, when you want, and where you want. Good luck in a court of law with that approach. I 1000% agree with Gary. That is what they're trying to do. Gary broke it down, the last comment that I showed, in an even simpler way after that, telling them, yes, your goal is to do this, which means this, which means this, which means no law applies to you and you can do whatever you want. And this guy's still denying it. Gary, I'll give it to Gary. Gary saw through it better than I did off the bat. But yes, I agree 100% and wholeheartedly with Gary.
The government says you can't own a full auto AR, so he doesn't own a full auto AR. And he does not understand what liberty means. What a foolish, foolish man. But let's get back to Kfar, because this is how much of a coward keyboard warrior this man is. He actually threatens me by saying, I hope I see you on the battlefield. Like, this is how little this man understands rights, okay? Just because I wish to follow in our forefathers' example, just because I wish to exercise my God-given rights, and I will defend myself if any government or government representative tries to stop me, he thinks that I'm in the wrong, so much so that I would have to fight on a battlefield. That's not... No, I have no reason to fight on the battlefield. I have no reason to try to use guns to compel innocent people into obeying me or a government. I have no intention of being so blindly loyal to a government that I will go fight on a battlefield to compel innocent people into obeying the government. Like, that's literally what the Redcoats did. Like, I'm not going to follow and be a veteran and compromise my moral integrity for a paycheck. I'm not going to be a red coat. I'm not going to be a blue coat.
No, from how you're sounding, you're going to be more of something like a brown shirt or a black shirt. If you know, you know. Anywho, this guy's saying I'm threatening him. So we're going to go into Gary's comment, which spurred my comment that Gabriel of the Family Privet, decided not to show. So it says, he believes that patriots of a free country have a duty to alter and abolish their government when it legislates laws that affect the rights of innocent people without their consent. In other words, he believes our forefathers were correct when they said, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, blah, blah, blah. Anywho, what did our forefathers do? They fought a revolutionary war. He claims to be all about, he wants to be like our forefathers, but he sounds like a brown shirt or a black shirt from World War II, if you know, you know. And then he's trying to be an anarchist. All of those things took violence. But he's not going to be fighting on a battlefield. If you're going to abolish the government that I swore to protect, and the Constitution that I swore to protect, because you're in your feels about being held accountable, how do you see that going down? You're, probably, I'll give sovereign citizens a few thousand. I don't think that's going to go well for you. So I said, I'll see you on the battlefield. Just make sure you say goodbye to your friends and family first. We all know what that means, but that was not a threat. That was a direct response to something that he himself said. And he's getting upset by that.
But you wouldn't understand any of that. Like, all I want is the freedom to exercise my God-given rights without being afraid that the government is going to send men with guns to punish me. There's absolutely no justifiable reason that the government can compel us into obeying laws that affect our rights without our consent. Together, we are strong.
All right, guys, that is the conclusion of his video. At the end there, he pretty well sums it up. Just like Josh Lanto, Broken System, Broken Trust, and damn near every sovereign citizen we've ever seen, instead of saying, yes, I support the Constitution, I support the Supreme Court that was authorized by the Constitution, these laws are not tyrannical or oppressive, they're responsive, is why don't people just leave me alone? I just want to be left alone. That's not how it works. You're in a society that falls under the Constitution. You don't like the things that the Supreme Court says. Well, it's cool because it's authorized by the Constitution. Just because it hurts your delicate sensibilities for common sense things to happen, it is what it is. Like, I don't wish harm on this man, but something really needs to happen to educate him. He's going to end up being, the guy from Pennsylvania the other day, or any of the other sovereign citizens that we've seen just go off the rails when they didn't get their way and started committing acts of violence. This guy's just extremely pathetic. Again, don't go too hard on homeless Jesus. He just doesn't seem to be all there. Also, to address this whole veteran thing for giving up my morals for a salary, just say you're too fat to get in, bro. Like, that's all you got to do. It seems like all of these sovereign citizens at one point in their life wanted to do X, Y, and Z. And when they couldn't do X, Y, and Z, they decided, what's the next best thing? A domestic terrorist. Like I said, it is what it is. Hopefully this should end this whole back and forth between me and this guy. If he had any smarts, he would just delete his channel and be done. Maybe, I don't know, go get a job and be a productive member of society. I think that's what we all wish. Have a good rest of your day. Be safe. Peace.
All right. Good old fashioned KFAR, all right. Simone, my most recent video has Good Citizen News in it. He always hangs out with Harvey Freebird now, and they go and they audit boat docks. That's what they do. They audit boats and people on the boat dock. Yep. It's the most recent Hezokuai. It's only got like 400 views. Two things. Most of the founding fathers fought on the battlefield and some died too. This trail of slime needs to read the Federalist Papers. Oh, it's just about time for the cupcake dance. It's just about time for the cupcake dance. Just about time for the cupcake dance. And now it's time for the cupcake dance. Good morning, Irish Dublin. All right, here we go. A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Dag nabbit. All right. Okay. Olay. Yeah. Cupcake dance. It's a cupcake dance. I missed cupcake. Oh no. I'm sorry. I could give you a little piece. I'll give you a little piece. All right. Ole, 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 hip, hip, hooray. It's time for ole. So anyway, today, after watching this guy, there's so much stuff I wanted to say to him and to talk about. And here's the thing. Like, I really do get, because I went through that phase when I was younger. Again, I understand this sort of general idea. There she is. All right. Awesome. Glad to see you here. Glad to know that you saw it and got to hear it. All right. So these idiots, I went through a phase when I was younger where I believed in like the whole sort of hippie utopian kind of idea and all that, and I understood where they were coming from. But then I started looking at some of the things that were going on around me and some of the viciousness and some of the violence that I saw. And I realized that, like, you know, in reality, there are situations that will happen, that do happen every day, where somebody's like got someone by the collar on the ground and they're punching them, pounding, ground and pounding them. And while you're getting ground and pounded, if you say, wait, please don't hit me. I'm a nice guy. I won't hurt you. Why would you hit me? And their answer is, because fuck you, that's why. And then they keep hitting. Like, the F you, that's why, guys, exist. They are a thing. They are, you got to look out. They're the ones you got to look out for. These guys don't believe in it. Speaking of the F you, I'm going to do what I want to do, people. Since we're doing the whole sovereign citizen thing today, related to that, very closely related to that is, you guessed it, the Moors. Or maybe it should be, no. Damn crows. No, not them. Ladies and gentlemen, the Moors. Shut up. So let's check some of what they've been doing out and see what's up. No, oh, goodness gracious me. Oh, Judy, David doesn't like that. He said he was going to give me a super chat, but now you timed him out. I'm 73, and all the hippies that I grew up ended up working for the federal government. All right. So anyway, let's get to this this new video from the Truth Science 151. We love Truth Science. He does almost exclusively more videos, and here's his most recent video.
As well as the standard fair use policy, these videos are protected under the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, 1787.
Moors are awake. We are taking our place on this planet.
First, I gave him our You Saw Law Enforcement pamphlet.
Okay, so
That pamphlet means absolutely nothing, but carry on.
this explains to you what to do here in the U.S. if you get pulled over.
Yes, and you make sure that law enforcement understands that there's nationals traveling. Those are our issued driver's licenses, just to make sure that, because, you know, it's a learning curve. It's not, you know, common. So I make sure that I carry things to make sure law enforcement understands that I'm a national. I'm actually the governor of the province of Georgia, actually.
Say what?
For success, it's important to stay calm and build rapport. But yeah, I'm a holistic doctor, which is why I deliver the medical supplies. Board certified doctor.
Okay.
So.
Now I got one more question.
Yes, sir.
How much marijuana is in the vehicle?
None.
Okay, I'm getting a strong odor of marijuana from the vehicle.
You can check if you like.
His voice is quivering and cracking a bit as if he's lying. He also seems like he's nervous, but trying to stay calm.
You can check if you like. But it's my board certification.
Oh, I don't need that, sir.
And there you can check. There's no marijuana in the vehicle, but I also have that as well from the national government. But there is no marijuana in the vehicle. It is at this point I pull out my USAR issued marijuana license and put it on the dashboard for the officer to see. I immediately let him know he can search so he wouldn't grow suspicious. I'll put these here. But notice he never tells me he's radioing for backup to move forward with the search until I ask him. But yeah, then they also advise to,
Yeah, don't slip up and say something stupid because you're clearly talking out of turn as if you're nervous about something.
I'm sorry?
I was just going to say that as governor, we always tell our citizens, to let the officer know that if there's any verification that needs to be done or anything that you are.
First of all, isn't it amazing how every single Moore is either a governor or a president or a private attorney general or postmaster general, some kind of big, major, hardcore government entity in a government that doesn't exist. That's why they can all be it. Ray for $10 says, insert clever statement here. All right. I'll insert a happy dance. How about that? All right. Olay. Okay. Hip, 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 hooray. Thank you very much for the $10. I appreciate it. His fake credentials is what makes him suspicious. Well, here's the deal. It's going to come out. It's going to come out as we go. He has no driver's license but carries a weed card. No, Judy. He has all of his ID. His identification. They won't call it a driver's license. His identification, his certification that he's a doctor, his card to use medical marijuana as medicine, all of that was all assigned to him by the Moorish temple. So he has all the documents. But since they were all given to him by the Moorish temple, they are legally no different than me just typing right here. I am Mr. Hezokuai of the Awesome Sauce family who can do whatever I want, whenever I want, and you can't stop me or arrest me, and then printing it out and handing that to a cop. It's literally just the same thing. Legally, it's literally the same thing. It's nothing, in other words. But his car is full of pot, but you have to read between the lines, because of course he doesn't say that. He never admits that. He keeps saying, no, I have patients waiting for me, officer. You're holding me up. I got to get to my patients because I'm a doctor. In other words, he keeps telling the cop he has no marijuana because he has medicine and he's a doctor who's on his way to deliver medicine to his patients. Are you starting to put the pieces together?
Supposed to call my president.
Okay.
But
see, you're supposed to call my
and
president.
I do apologize for going too fast. Does it change? Does the speed limit drop at a certain point? Because this isn't my area.
Not till you get to Clayton, but the maximum speed limit in Raven County, which is where we are right now, is 55.
And how many miles am I in Raven? Raven?
Inside of Raven, you are probably about 6 miles inside Raven right now.
How many miles to get through though? To where
where you're headed?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think last time, I was looking at GPS to check. I think it last said I had 15 more minutes to get to this nursing home. So
okay, yeah, you're not very far.
And my seatbelt's on.
Yes, I'm thankful for that. Thank you, sir. Hang on just a second. I'm trying to get my radio to work.
Yeah, and that was one thing I was trying to do. My GPS conked out on me a quick second with no signal while I was driving.
Now, you see how the officer just told this more sovereign citizen to hold on, that he's about to get on the radio, and then the sovereign citizen immediately starts to try and start up a conversation with the officer as if he's trying to steer the officer's attention away from doing what he said he was just about to do, which was radio in to somebody. Seems like this guy is hiding something and trying to throw the officer off his game.
Remember, our government is an ally with his government, so there's no need to be militant or hostile with the officer.
Excuse me, sir, but what in the doohickey are you talking about? Your government is fictitious. It has been deemed fictitious. It is not real. So your statement makes no sense.
After engaging with the officer, he has a clear understanding that I am not a U.S. citizen.
Welcome to the room of infinite bullshit!
And he must engage with me differently. As a national, I let the officer know I am fully compliant with his processes.
Okay, sorry about that.
You gotta check my registration and stuff?
No, since you said I could check the card because I do smell that odor, I'm asking for another unit to come up here, just so for officer safety.
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't actually want to. You can go ahead and do what you gotta do because I'm trying to get to going.
I'm thinking real fast at this point.
Do I have to consent to a search?
What type of silly question is that? Do I have to consent to a search? No, you don't have to consent to a search, but you already did. You already consented. So now if you tell the officers that you don't want to search anymore, they're definitely gonna know or think that you're up to no good.
That's not exactly what I was trying to do. Consenting to opening my car and doing all this. But there is no marijuana, so, or anything illegal in the vehicle. No, so, yeah.
I mean, you don't have to consent, but I mean, with the odor I'm smelling, I'm just going to get a canine out here.
I was waiting on him to say that.
I mean, it's up to you.
What's up to me?
If you want to give consent or not. Consent to search the vehicle.
If I consent, does a canine have to come? We have to wait on all those things?
No, sir. If you consent, we don't have to wait on a canine.
I knew the answer to that. I just wanted to hear him say it.
I don't need to be waiting on a canine. And if there's any problems, I highly advise that you also discuss with my national government, who's issued all rights. But there's nothing in here, so I don't even know why it would be necessary. But just letting you know.
Well, let me just explain where I'm at right now.
Okay.
Marijuana is illegal in the state of Georgia.
Okay.
Little bit like this, less than an ounce, I don't care about. I'm just going to destroy it. You can't be in possession of it.
I understand.
But any amount whatsoever is illegal in the state of Georgia.
Okay.
All right.
And yeah, okay.
That's why I'm going through all this with you.
And the only reason that I'm mentioning this is because it's like, as far as national government, and not being a 14th Amendment citizen, Negro, Black, colored, I'm Moorish American national. It's like, as far as national government, and not being a 14th Amendment citizen, Negro, Black, colored, I'm Moorish American national. So my national government, which supersedes the federal.
This Moorish American national just said that his fictitious government supersedes the U.S. federal government. These Moorish sovereign citizens are so delusional, it's not even funny.
Has issued me rights for it. So I'm just making sure that part is clear. This isn't a generic thing. This is an actual national, but a lot of people don't know that we actually have an indigenous Native American national government for Africans born in America. So, but I'm just being thorough with explaining things. And what do you need me to do so that you can check?
I'm not saying you're in trouble.
No, I understand. So what would you need me to do at this point? Because I really need to get to these patients.
I'm honestly just waiting on another unit.
So that
your
safety.
Get you on the road.
I got you.
Okay.
I understand. For your safety.
I can't have you standing out here while I'm looking in your vehicle.
Makes sense.
That's not
that
safe
wouldn't
for
even
me
make
or you.
Yeah, you definitely would train better than that.
There goes that nervous laugh. This dude, to me, is hiding something.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. I understand.
Now, the whole part about if it's just a little bit, I don't care about it, I'll just destroy it, but you can't have it in the state of Georgia. I respect that. You can't have it. We respect their laws. But either way, I'm a non-citizen. You have no jurisdiction over me. So
Wrong. This guy is fucking stupid.
Excuse me, sir. But if this officer has no jurisdiction over you, why did you stop? Why did you allow this officer to pull you over since you're a quote unquote non-citizen? This is absolutely ridiculous. These people are complete morons. This quote unquote non-citizen was clearly born here in the United States, which makes him a citizen, which means the officers do have jurisdiction, which is why he stopped in the first place.
all you can do is destroy it. But my USAR Constitution says that I can possess
I do this route.
marijuana.
Well, I go to Clayton. Then what's it? Is it Live Rock, Georgia, or something Rock? And
Black Rock?
Not Flat Rock. Something Rock.
Well, there's a Black Rock. There's Flat Rock.
I think it's Flat Rock.
There's probably several more. I just don't know them.
There's and then Dahlonega.
Okay.
And then I head back down to Atlanta.
Okay.
So I do this route. I do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then another guy does Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
All right. Well, just please keep in mind you got to be slowing down. You can't be speeding like that. Okay.
I understand.
It's definitely unsafe. Not only is it unsafe for you, but for others as well. Okay.
I understand. And I'm not seeing the speed limit. I thought I was in pocket, thinking it was maybe 60, 65, where I'm like, I try to stay under 10 miles of it. So
I don't know if you're familiar with what it's called, but the gorge back there.
I know. Yeah.
Tallulah Falls.
Yeah.
That long bridge that's all lit up.
Uh-huh.
Before that,
when I passed after
you came into Rabun County.
After that movie, well, the movie theater was way back. But I know the bridge.
Yeah, that bridge right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, you're in Raven County, and from that point on till you get to North Carolina, there is no
adjustment in the speed limit.
Well, there is, but it's 45, 55. There's no
it goes down
55.
Okay. Well, definitely at a certain point we can't hit those turns. I can't hit those curves going fast. Yeah, at a certain point, once I hit those curves, and be foggy and stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna have you step back here. You can bring your phone and continue to record if you'd like.
Yes, sir.
But I'm gonna have you step back here to the front of my car, okay?
I'm gonna reach down, put my shoes on.
Perfectly fine.
In my opinion, consenting to the search is always the best option. And as you can see, I continue to engage with the officer, continue to be friendly, find common ground so that you seem normal, you know, make friends.
Make new friends, but keep the old. One is other than the other goal. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is other than the other goal.
You know, be allies, act like an ally. Very important also.
Like I said, we're just gonna step right here to the front of my vehicle.
Me step to the front?
To the front of my vehicle.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
Didn't see me.
Well, I mean the light.
Oh, and there's a firearm in my glove box that I haven't mentioned yet, but he'll find it.
How you doing, officer?
I'm good. How about yourself, my friend?
I'm doing all right. I just was going, not paying attention. Speed limit was what? 50, he's explained to me it's 50.
55.
50, yeah, 55. I deliver medical supplies to the nursing home on War Woman up here. That's one of my routes. So just trying to get to them. I got two other stops to deliver the medication.
Now, for anyone who's just joining us, who missed the first half of this video, him delivering, he's a doctor because he's under the Moorish. This is all under the laws of the Moorish Temple because this guy right here, this Moor, is the governor of Georgia, according to the Moorish Temple. They gave him the governorship of Georgia. So he's the governor of Georgia. He's a doctor, and he's delivering medicine to patients. He's in Georgia where marijuana is illegal. His medicine is marijuana. The cop smells marijuana in his car, and he keeps insisting he doesn't have marijuana because by his definition, he doesn't. He has medicine. So he just needs these cops to leave him alone so he could go deliver medicine to his patients. Read between the lines. He's a freaking Moorish drug dealer.
I think I stopped. You have a coworker that does that too, or you?
I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. He does Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Did he have locks?
It's been a couple weeks ago, but I can't really remember.
There's like 3 of us that rotate this route.
Female.
She had like blue hair. There's like 2 women.
Okay, I stopped them. It's been a few weeks ago, but she was in a hurry to get there too.
Yeah.
Everybody's always.
And then they also got us the medicine an hour late tonight also. I didn't get off until 8:30. I was supposed to get off at 7:30. Like as far as pulling out from Atlanta.
Do you stay gone on like 8 hours, or is it just
6.
like drop off and then come back?
Yeah, as soon as I hit that one, we sign for all the medication and medical, whatever they need, and then I'm go to the next. It takes me about 5.5, 6 hours to complete this route. But those turns and the twists through the fog and so other than that, I mean it's side hustle. I'm a holistic doctor, bioenergetic medicine. So this is just a part-time, take a nap and go try to make some more money.
I've done that many a time.
Hey,
man.
I know you feel me. Especially you guys, y'all work the clubs, y'all do all that stuff.
Yeah, there's always something. Somebody needing security for something or a football game. Or
Right.
so
Exactly. They need you to stand out there with your lights at least.
Yeah.
It divert. Do you do church after church, like the church let out?
We don't have any churches big enough here.
Okay, yeah.
To constitute us doing that. Like we have rodeos and
Mhm.
football games and stuff. We'll do
Weekend events and yeah. I do water rescue for what you call it's out here, out this way sometimes, like extreme obstacle course races and stuff.
All right, so this goes on for a while with this guy and all of his doohickey nonsense. But I wanted to show you guys this since we're on the subject of the Moors. So if you remember the Jamal Latimer and the Rise of the Moors, had that big, huge thing where there was this huge standoff, like almost a 24-hour standoff on the roads where they were out there with their guns causing all this trouble. So after watching this video yesterday, I was thinking, whatever happened to Jamal Latimer? So I looked him up and I found his stuff. And look at this. So this is, there's, hold on, let me get to the thing. There's Jamal right there. But his Jamal Talib Abdullah Al-Bay, right? It's Jamal Latimer, but of course that's not what he calls himself. So there he is right there. He's given a speech on Sunday, September 3rd, which was just a couple days ago, for $200 per person to come listen to him speak. No, the whole Morris thing isn't a scam. No, it's all legit. You just got to pay $200 per person to sit here and listen to this felon give a speech about how to commit felonies. So if you click on it, it takes you to a link. Official Rise of the Moors. Look at what they're featuring. What's all this? Now, if that photograph right there doesn't tell you what they're all about, talk about hidden in plain sight. It's Jabberwocky nonsense. They're Bora Groves. Now, P. Barnes, do you really think that they know the difference? Anyway, so this is the first thing you see on the website, The Rise of the Moors official. It's a picture of a big stack of money. So their fans, the people who believe in this, who don't realize that they're being scammed, like I said, hidden in plain sight, the first thing you see in their site is this picture of money. Like they're telling you, hey, we're doing this as a scam to steal your money. And you're so dumb, you're going to click the Shop Now link, aren't you? Consultation, trusts and estate planning, building wealth, a 1-hour multi-generational estate planning and trust consultation. Or you could buy a general consultation with the Grand Sheik. I wonder how much they charge for that. Oh, on sale from $300, $200 to sit and listen to this guy talk. All right. About nonsense. Yeah. Let's see. What else do they got? Oh, they got books. Recover your home after a foreclosure. For $30, they'll teach you how to squat. Trust Law 101. Oh, how to make your trust. $25. Hey, all right. Oh, wait, this is a digital book. This is a digital book. These are digital books. $30, $25 to read some stuff that's going to get you locked in jail. Status correction, Moorish history, general education. It's all garbage, and it's all information you can get on the internet. Homeschooling, oh crap. Now they're really, really, really looking for trouble. Oh no. How about oh, I don't even want to. Anyway, yes, here they are, the rise of the Moors, trying to make money off of your stupidity. Oh my goodness. I don't even want to read all this garbage because we all know that it's Borough Jabberwocky nonsense. That doesn't actually mean anything. But I just wanted to illustrate, like, all the people who think that it's just a scam for money. Guess what? You're right. It's exactly what it is. Hey, Graham's back. Bob was saying you're supposed to arrange some lecture. Yes, these Moors charge $200 to sit and listen to them talk. So, yeah, he probably wants you to arrange a lecture so you can charge $200 per person to come listen to you spout a bunch of sovereign citizen nonsense that will end up getting them arrested and trespassed. Because that's one of the big selling points that I just mentioned to you guys was the idea, of course, that these idiots love to squat on other people's property and say, no, it's mine. I own it because I'm a Moor. And Moors already own everything in this country. So, and that's a big, big part of the problem. If you don't understand, like, there's so much to the Moorish philosophy. And most of us, I think, understand the basic principle that they think that Morocco and the United States are like kind of the same thing. It's bizarre. But one of the big things that they are always harping on is the idea that their Moorish nationality means that they're not citizens of the United States. They're citizens of Morocco that are just living in the United States. But that since the United States is technically Morocco, everything in this country already belongs to them. This isn't my microphone. This isn't my gavel. This isn't my house. If you are a Moor, everything in this country already belongs to you. So if a Moor came in here and just took the house and everything in it, in their mind, that's not stealing because it already belongs to them anyway. So they're just taking back their own stuff. Isn't money just a social construct? Yes, they'll take money and they'll use it. And if they try to sell you their fake ID, I'm sure that they will not accept your Moorish nationality card as payment. They will ask for cash, I guarantee it. That $200 bill to see him talk isn't $200 in more money. It's $200 in good old-fashioned American cash. And then Wrangler for 5, I hear BSBT is going to be the next expert panelist, helping put another version of wrong info about me. Didn't realize I was so evil. Oh, no. BSBT is going to get in on it. That guy, he's just an idiot. I don't think anyone's going to listen to anything he has to say. Either way. Anyway, I owe a couple of happy dances. Happy dances. Here you go. All right. Okay. All right. Yes. All right. So yeah. Dollar General, Lois Lane, and BSBT will be a good team. The Bobs are unpredictable. Yes, they are. Absolutely, positively. I was mutified for a second. All right, I'm back. So let's keep this thing rolling. Let's keep this ball rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, 87 people in here right now. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But only 57 likes. Hit that like button. Yeah. I'll tell you what, if we can get to 80 likes, I'll give you a full-length happy dance. All right. So anyway, Morocco has a king and head of state. Yes. Yeah, it's crazy. The way they do what they do, but they're a bunch of butterbrain douche canoes. All right, so we're still on sovereign citizens. We're gonna move away from the Moore zone, and we're gonna watch a Law Talk with Mike video about another sovereign citizen idiot in court. Oh, all right. Law Talk with Mike is a big supporter of this channel, has been for a long time. He actually promoted my channel before Schrodinger did. Like, he's been a long time supporter of the channel. Round of applause for Law Talk with Mike. Let's see.
April's done it again. We've got a fresh soft sit. Let's do it. From the secret headquarters of the Sovereign Citizen Patrol, initiating video production sequence. We are no longer playing. So let's get revved up. It's time for Law Talk with Mike.
Timothy Williams, I'm ready now on that matter. Attorney Snyder, you still there? Yeah, okay.
Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, Little Chihuahua. I thought I highlighted one of your comments, but definitely, Little Chihuahua, ladies and gentlemen, not only is Little Chihuahua an awesome supporter of this channel, I mean, awesome supporter. That t-shirt is a Little Chihuahua Big World t-shirt. The writing on it was hand done with an airbrush by Little Chihuahua right here, right now, in this very chat. Also, Little Chihuahua has a new News Now douche canoe video out. You guys got to check that out. She's actually wearing a rash t-shirt in the video. Fantastic stuff. And dagnabbit, I'm glad you're feeling better and that you're back up on your feet and getting the videos going again. It's awesome to hear that you're doing well. Round of applause once again for Little Chihuahua, ladies and gentlemen. I'm seeking a government grant to study the connection between frauditors and impotence. Unfortunately, a lot of them have kids, spreading the hate. Anyway, let's get back to the video. All right.
Fantastic. Thank you. Now calling the matter of people versus Timothy Tally Williams. This is ticket number on the docket today was SP 1283888. Count 1, drove while license suspended. Count 2, open alcohol in a motor vehicle. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Not on the docket are tickets number SX 2454328. Count 1, open intoxicants in a vehicle driver. Count 2, furnish false forged info to police officer. Ticket SP 1452301. Driver's license never acquired. Count 1. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 3, drive unregistered untitled vehicle. Ticket SP 1466801, count 1, drive unregistered or untitled vehicle. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 3, driver's license never acquired. Ticket number SP 1418401, count 1, open alcohol in a motor vehicle driver. Count 2, tinted windows. Count 3, operator or front seat passenger failed to wear a safety belt. Ticket number SP 1467130, tinted windows. And tickets SP 1409982, count 1, drive unregistered untitled vehicle. Count 2 of that same ticket is drove while unlicensed. Appearances for the record, starting with, I don't know if he was given counsel or not. Counsel?
Aaron Ruck on behalf of Mr. Timothy Williams. Mr. Williams, state your name.
I object to the council.
What was that?
I object to council.
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Williams. He's saying it's not him, and he's all rights reserved. His name is all in all capital.
I object to representation.
What was that, sir?
I object to representation by you.
Okay.
Hey, Norfolk. That's why the big cat, Schrodinger's cat, always used to say, frauditors are just sovereign citizens light. Because whenever you hear a frauditor in court, they always use the sovereign citizen script as their defense. And if you go back and you watch my most recent video, the Harvey Freebird video, he's a frauditor who literally is also a sovereign citizen. I break down a part where, besides the fact that his new thing is auditing boat docks and people hanging out at the pier, I show him going to file a complaint against the cops and saying, well, your jurisdiction and the maritime jurisdiction, all the sovereign citizen script points. So some of them use sovereign citizen arguments, and some of them, like Harvey Freebird, are straight up sovereign citizens / frauditors at the same time. Domestic terrorists, indeed. $1.99 from Just Jenny. 13 more likes till the mega happy dance. Let's go. All right, and here's your happy dance for the $1.99. Here we go. All right, thank you very much. Frauditor Comedy Show. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, last Saturday on the Saturday Night Snafu with me, and although my co-host wasn't able to make it last week, still a normal part of the show, so still part of my spiel. On the Saturday Night Snafu with me and my co-host, Frauditor News Network, our guest last Saturday was Frauditor Comedy Show, and this Saturday night, the return of Frauditor Comedy Show 2 weeks in a row. It's going to be a banger because we hit it off great last Saturday. We had a great rapport. She's got an awesome wit. Fantastic. It's going to be great stuff. Cupcake's going to be added to the mix. She's got her voodoo doll. I got my voodoo doll. She has her puppet. And with Cupcake, the teddy bear, oh, it's going to be an awesome show. Don't forget to join us on Saturday. Thank you very much. 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Welcome to the show, Frauditor Comedy Show. Good to see ya. And again, don't forget to hit the like button. We got 80 people watching. We got 68 likes. And like I say, if we can actually hit 80 likes, we had more than 80 people at the time I said it. So we'll see. But the statement was, if we can hit 80 likes, I'll do the full-length, super, ultra, mega, hardcore happy dance, which is always a blast, and everyone loves it. But let's get back to the Law Talk with Mike video and watch this idiot sovereign citizen talk about his idiot sovereign citizen gobbledygook, Jabberwocky, Bargrove nonsense.
You would like to represent yourself, Mr. Williams?
I'm not representing myself. I'm just here on appearance, trying to clear this matter.
Okay, so you have to be the person in order to clear these matters. You just can't appear on behalf of someone unless you're an attorney. Are you an attorney, Mr. Williams?
I'm not the person, but I'm the live living, not the Timothy Williams.
Are you Timothy Talley Williams? Do you know Timothy Talley Williams?
I am Timothy Williams, the living, breathing Timothy Williams, not the all cat that says on my ticket.
Okay. All right, so do you want to try and resolve these today or no? Okay, so you need an offer, is that what I'm hearing you say? Because we can try and resolve all these tickets today if you want to.
Well, I'm just, because as a U.S. national, I have rights protected by the U.S. Constitution and the Supreme
Okay,
Court.
so if you travel, drive, ride, anything on the city streets of Detroit, then you have to follow the rules that the city of Detroit has imposed. And so if you have not followed these rules, then you receive something called tickets. And these tickets are given to you based on the license or prior license or identification ID that is given to you. So we can either resolve these today, or we don't have to resolve them. It's okay. But I would like to try and resolve these so that you can move forward and do whatever you need to do.
Yes, I would like to resolve them, but as the officer is seeing in his computer that by the Secretary of State, my ID has been rescinded, canceled. I have a passport, and I'm traveling, I don't drive. I just drive here.
Hold on, but if you drive in a vehicle, you need to have a driver's license. Your passport does not enable you the ability to be able to drive on the streets of Michigan.
I travel not for business and commerce. I just
Same thing. They have to have licenses as well. Have you ever heard of a truck driver without a license that drives on the commutes on the freeways, roads, or byways? It does not happen. You have to have a license to drive on the city of Detroit, state of Michigan. All 50 states are under my assumption and ability. So, Mr. Williams, I can't go back and forth. I have a lot of people on my screen. I know you can't see. We can have this discussion, but it just has to be near the end of the docket if you don't want to resolve it right now. Okay?
But for the record, Your Honor, I don't
Okay,
drive.
go ahead.
For the record,
Okay.
I do not drive.
Okay, so how do you want to resolve it today? If you don't want to resolve it, I have to move to the next person, Mr. Williams.
I would like to resolve this matter.
Okay, all right. So would you like me to get you a? Yes, Attorney Snyder, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Alexa Schneider for the people, P80322. If the Mr. Williams in front of us does not admit that the ticket is in his name, is made out to him, I'd ask that the Mr. Williams on the ticket be given a warrant and that this gentleman be removed so we can continue with court.
Love it.
Mr. Williams, on these tickets?
Excuse me?
I said, is it you, Mr. Williams, on these tickets? Because that's
So-
fair. That means that I'm talking to someone who doesn't have these tickets in my courtroom, and so that person has not appeared. But I'm assuming that it's you. Are these your tickets, sir?
If you assume, yeah.
Two hours. We went 2 hours without getting tased. But no, I can't go a whole day without being tased, because Black Heart Night! Oh, Black Heart Night! Oh, not only am I gonna use your helmet as a toilet, and not only am I gonna poop in your soup, but if you keep this up, boy, I'll take... Ow! Yes!
Oh my goodness gracious me. He was hoping he wasn't going to get one today at all. What the heck? I'm still flashlighting. Stop. There you go. I know, it's crazy, right? It's nuts. Hey, Erica, good to see you again. All right. All right, remember, guys, we got 80 people in here. We got 76 likes. If we can hit 80 likes, I will do a full-length, hardcore, ultra, mega, super-duper happy dance for everybody. All right. But in the meantime, let's get back to watching this idiot in court, sovereign citizen Jabberwocky. Ooh, look at that. We're at 78 likes. 2 more. 2 more likes. And we get the big happy dance. Good morning, Tiny's mom. All right. I like that. So 79. Oh, we only need 1 more like. 1 more like. 1 more like. Oh, now it went back down to 78. I think somebody tried to like that already hit the like button and ended up hitting it. You hit it twice and then you lose a like. We're at 80. All right, here we go. Here we go. Time for the super duper mega ultra hardcore full length, no holds barred, happy dance. Here you go. Thank you, guys. That's awesome. Best fans in the world. Yes, that's you guys all day long. Good morning, Salacious the Bomb. All right, I dig it. And now back to the sovereign citizen in court. Darn it, Hez, you got me dancing along. That's what I'm talking about. 2 pounds for Maxie Kennedy. Get your top off for P. Barnes II. All right. Now here's your happy dance. All right. All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. Flower Power is like, I got here just in time. Well, it was cool, too, because what we did was I noticed that there were 80 people in here, which was awesome. There were 85 at the time, and it was awesome. But then I looked and there were like 40 likes. I'm like, if we could get up to 80 likes, I'll do a super mega happy dance. And sure enough, we hit it. Lionel Laredo. All right. Hello, hello. Clap, clap. Yes, yes, I love it. Highway Star for $5. Oh, Voodoo, I thought I wasn't here, but I guess it's time to take another one. Oh, no. No, actually, Ancient Chart Music and Art, that is not one of my songs. No. That actually is a remix of a Japanese pop song, and the name of the song is 9277. The number is 9277. That's the name of the song. But if you look that up, it's a Japanese song, and it's the melody of the vocals. It's not even the instrumentation. The vocals are, I mean, I don't speak Japanese. I don't know. I'm not making fun, though, but this is how it goes. It's like, whatever, you know. So they took the remix is they took the melody of the vocal line and made that the melody of the song. That's the melody of the remix, which is what I dance to. And yes, 90% of the music on my channel is music that I wrote. But the only reason why I started using that is because I bought this soundboard so that I could do all my sound effects and stuff, you know. Or,
Awesome.
all that stuff came on this soundboard, including 9277. So I just started using it because I got the button right here. So that's how it started. And then I found the actual song and downloaded it. So when I do the full Happy Dance, I play the full song. But no, I play guitar and bass on my stuff. And the drums, I always use, I program the drum machine or whatever. So I owe a tasing for Highway Star. And what do we got for Maxine Kennedy for £2? Please keep on the top for me. All right, I'll stay on top of it. Then I'll give you another Happy Dance. All right, thank you very much. Yeah. Oh yeah, tasing. All right. Let's get to the amazing tasing of the voodoo doll. Ooh, baby, we got that to look forward to. Yeah.
First I get disrespected by my own kid. Where is that punk? Come here, boy. I'm your daddy. Oh, what, Daddy? Oh, what? Yeah, I got something for you. Really? Yeah, I got a present for you, man. I'm gonna give him nothing. I'm gonna give him something, but wait till you see what this is. It's gonna be great. Yeah, I got a present for you. Well, what is it, Daddy? What is it? Wait. Hold on, man. Well, what is it, Daddy? What are you... damn wires! What are you gonna give me? There. Is that better? You like that one, Hez? Was that funny? Ow! Well, that's alright. I can take a smack. As long as I don't get tased again. Right? Ah, crap! I shouldn't have said nothing. Scrappy, are you still here? Come on, man! Help a brother out, man! A fifth needs some help!
There you go. Oh, I forgot to turn off the echo. I kind of like that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listening to the Sovereign City Hits talk their sovereign citizen nonsense. They're so dumb. stupid and dumb and lame. They're bogus. So let's listen to some more of their bogusness and bogosity made flesh.
Yes.
So do you want to, Mr. Williams, do you want to resolve these or not? We can't keep going back and forth. You want to take care of these today with some type of plea or no? That's my only.
I'm trying to resolve them, but I'm being threatened. By prison if I don't agree to these tickets.
Who's gonna send you to prison? I'm not sending anybody to prison today. I'm fining people. That's all I'm doing. I'm giving them fines, monetary fines.
The prosecutor just said she issue a warrant. She recommended a warrant be issued.
Right, but you're not gonna get arrested, but she's saying if you're not gonna say that you're the person on these two. Mr. Williams, I have 20 people. I can't argue with you at the beginning of the docket. I can argue with you at the end of the docket. So I'm gonna skip over this matter so we can continue. Let me get everybody else out, and I'm gonna give you all the time in the world, and we're gonna figure out what to do with you today, okay? I don't mind taking the time, but I got all these other people on here who are looking like, come on now, okay? So just give me a moment. Okay. All right. Timothy Williams, I'm gonna go back on the record in your matter.
I just emailed.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Like, I want to know, what do I need to do to get medical records
All right.
for my client?
Recall on the matter of the people versus Timothy Talley Williams. These matters were called on the record.
Hey. $10 for Maserati 5000 GT. News Now Voodoo sounds just like a sob sit. Well, let's ask him, see what he has to say about that comment. Hey, Voodoo, come here. Oh, it's not for a tasing. No, I'm telling you, it's not for a tasing. Yes, I'm sure.
Okay, what's up, guys? What's going on, man? Hey, what is this? News Now Voodoo sounds just like a sob set. Listen, man, I'm not a sovereign citizen. I don't know how you could ever come up with that idea. Just because I know that your jurisdiction isn't justified on me because I'm not a citizen of the United States because the 14th Amendment took away my right to be a butterbrain douche canoe in public? Huh? That's why I got my camera. I'm going to expose these criminal cops for being tyrannical tyrants and violating our rights by opening their mouths and having words come out. How dare they? Right, Ez? Oh, crap, wait. No, try that again. Do it right this time, you professional show, right, guys? Come on, do it for real. Ow! Thank you. Ow! That one actually hurt.
Frauditor UK for £5. Keep up the awesome work. Yes. Oh, all right. He's got the flex. Love it. The flexi arm. That's good stuff. Unclean hands. What are socks? Oh, they're the things that you put on to keep your toes from rubbing on your shoes and getting blisters on your pinky toe. At least that's what I think they are. Sometimes I just want to go to CERN and help them develop a small black hole that I could jump into. The problem is the black holes that they make at CERN are so small that you wouldn't even know that they ever existed except for that the machine was able to pick it up. Like, oy vey. Anyway, back to Law Talk with Mike. All right.
Previously, I took a moment off. We had quite a busy docket this morning, and I want to make sure that we could give Mr. Williams adequate amount of time to be able to have and all of his questions answered about the matters that are before this court today. Appearances for the record, starting with the city attorney, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Alexa Schneider for the people, P80322.
All right. He continues to not want counsel. Is that correct, Mr. Williams?
Correct.
Okay, can you state your name for the record, please?
Timothy
Last name?
Williams.
Okay, sir, now you've had the opportunity to sit and look and see how everything pans out and how everything works, Mr. Williams, right? Did you want to be presented with an offer today, or how do you want to move forward?
Well, the offer was to get all this.
So the offer was, I think, so he had some extra cases, Attorney Snyder. So it was FTD, failed to display a valid operator's license, and an open alcohol passenger that was being offered in exchange. We did have a couple of tickets in default, another open intoxicant driver, Attorney Snyder, and it was forged or false police information to a police officer. He may have just given him like a ID that expired. But if you plead to those two cases, the remainder of your cases will be dismissed.
No, I was talking about the agreement between me and you was to get this sorted out today. That's,
Right. So so the options are, so these are your options. You can ask for a pretrial. That gives you some time to get documents together and to get everything back in order and then present it to the court. You can ask for a bench trial. That's a trial before myself as the trier and finder of facts. Every single one of these officers who have made these allegations would have to appear on that date and come into court. Or you can ask for a jury trial. That's when the officers is in person. 6 citizens of the city of Detroit will make the decision based on the law. Officers still have to come in. You will have to come in at that point in time, and then we can resolve it that way. Those are the three, or you can plead guilty or plead responsible at this point in time to the offer that has been extended to you. Those are the 4 things that we can do to resolve it today. And I guess the 5th one is if you don't want to do any of those, and it just remains as is and it just remains there. And then eventually it goes into warrant status.
Okay, so I need time to hear from the state attorney and the chief judge, so we can set.
Oh, sweet Jesus! What?
I don't know how you hear from the chief judge, but
I'm waiting to hear from the judge.
From the chief judge,
State attorney, I'm talking about me. I'm waiting to hear.
The state attorney. Oh, okay, she's on here. The state attorney is here. She can give you the offer.
No, I'm talking about Dana, but we can set it for pretrial.
Okay. You have some other state attorney or something that you're talking to?
Dana?
He means Dana Nessel,
like,
Your Honor.
The AG, Attorney General. Okay, thank you. And you're talking about the Supreme Court Chief Justice?
No.
Is that who you're talking about?
Talking about Williams and 36.
Oh, the chief of my division, Judge Larry Williams. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So I said,
rights, and I don't understand what's going on, so.
Okay. I don't know if they'll be able to help you. I really wish you would let us assign some counsel to you. They may be able to talk to you and help you understand a little bit better.
I tried, but he not listening, so I was just taking them on hands.
All right. Sometimes you have to be willing to understand that they're going to give you the law, not necessarily what you're following, but the law that we practice in the state of Michigan.
I have no contact. If I have no contact with the Secretary of State, then like, why am I being took for this? I'm going through the proper procedure to have my rights protected under the Constitution and Supreme Court. So,
ma'am, you didn't say the cat jumped on his wiener, did you?
Of Michigan?
Of Michigan what?
No, I'm saying the Supreme Court of what jurisdiction? Michigan or the United States of America?
United States of America.
All right, they wouldn't have jurisdiction over local matters though. And that's gonna be the problem. You're gonna run into every time, Mr. Williams, that local matters are held. The Constitution extends the right for us to locally handle certain matters, such as ordinance violations, misdemeanors, driving offenses.
Right, so if I'm not a U.S. citizen, I'm a U.S. national, what jurisdiction does that fall under? I'm not a resident or a U.S. citizen.
Oh, you don't live in the United States of America?
I live in the United States of America, but not under the jurisdiction.
So that's your resident. Are you born, like, do you have you said you have a passport, is the United States of America passport?
United States of America, but not the United States, the federal territory.
Oh, you didn't get so you don't have like a federal passport given to you. It's not a passport issued by the United States of America.
It is. Now my status is corrected under.
You are a citizen, Mr. Williams. You are a citizen.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. The judge finally broke down and just laughed. I mean, she was doing the whole pretending to go along with it, but not believing any of it to try to teach him. But he's not having it. He wants to be dumb. He has decided he's going to do it that way. So she finally just gave up.
Of the United States of America. It sounds like you're a citizen based on your address of the city of Detroit, and that's where you reside, travel, move along, drive. All those things are all the same. Travel, move, drive, you're part of it. Now, I can give you a pre-trial so you can wait to hear back from those people and those folks so that they can say whatever. I don't know what letter they'll provide you with. But Mr. Williams,
of course, his citizenship status is irrelevant to whether or not he committed these violations. But and we all know it. But okay.
Some point in time,
and that's another thing to keep in mind when dealing with these idiots, these butterbrain douche canoes, is they all have these ideas, right? That, like he just said, well, my citizenship has been taken care of. That goes back to some of the forms and paperwork that I've highlighted on some of these web pages that they sell to suckers who fall for these scams and give them money for this stuff. It's, again, legally, as far as the legal weight it holds, it's literally no different than me typing on my keyboard right now, I am not citizen, I no follow law. And then I go to City Hall and first I go to a notary and get it notarized, which I could write FU on a piece of paper and get it notarized. Like, that doesn't mean that doesn't make it an official document just because you paid a notary to put a stamp on it. And then you take it to City Hall and you hand it to somebody. It's done. That's the same thing like with their court filings. Well, I handed the piece of paper to the court that says I'm innocent, let me go. So you have to let me go because I gave you that piece of paper. Like, just because you handed somebody who works at City Hall a piece of paper that says I'm not a citizen, that doesn't make you a non-citizen. That doesn't give you the right to do anything you want. All it means is that you wrote some nonsense on a piece of paper and handed it to somebody at City Hall. Has the legal weight of a half-eaten sausage link.
I'll say this to you. You have come on today, so I know that you want to be compliant in some way, or else you would have just ignored me like everybody else kind of ignores me and lets it just fall into nothingness. So I know that you're responsible enough that you want to handle these matters and get them out the way. I want you to resolve them, and I want to help you resolve them as best as possible. And I'm giving you some options. I'll give you a pre-trial today so that you can think about it. But I think that we could be able to come to some type of resolve and resolution and resolve this, and so that you don't have to be bothered with me. But it's going to have to be one of those options, just so you know. Okay? Yes, no?
What was the question?
No, I just said yes, no. I'm willing to give you a pre-trial today, but at some point in time, your being here lets me know that you want to try and resolve these. So at some point, we need to look forward to resolving it in some type of way, okay? Like whether we need to get the officers here for a bench trial so that you can talk to them or see if they even come. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. So we just need to figure out how to resolve it at some point in time.
I hope they do because they don't even have the correct complaint. Like, what is the complaint for? There's no crime being committed. Like, what am I here for?
So do you want to just set it for a bench trial instead then and see what officers come that day?
If I'm set for a trial, I would like a jury trial, but for now, I'm here pre-trial.
Okay, we'll do a pre-trial for right now, okay?
So I'll tell you guys a true story. And it's funny because in a way, that's how dumb these people are. In a way, this is what the judge is saying. And yes, she is being a saint. We had a game. It wasn't really a game. But when I was younger, back in my young days, I'm not Mr. Sweet Innocent, never did anything wrong in his whole life, saint guy or whatever. I made my share of mistakes when I was young. But we had this thing, especially in Chicago. And it wasn't just like an idea. It's like me and my friends and people, we'd get together and we'd talk about this because what would happen, In life, things happen. Sometimes you get pulled over. Sometimes you get a ticket, maybe a parking ticket, maybe whatever, things happen. So I get a ticket and I'm telling my buddies, I got a ticket. And we all sit down and we talk and we realize something. And it turned out that this was kind of true because I did it. I'll admit it. I did it more than once. It was what we did at the time. This would have been probably late 80s, early 90s. But the idea was, okay, when they give you the court date on the ticket, they give you that court date because that's the date that the officer that pulled you over knows that he's most likely going to be in court on that date. So just be a no-show. Since it's just a ticket, they're not going to put out a warrant for your arrest. They're going to send you a second notice first with a new date. Show up to that second date. And when you get there, look. There's a very good chance, because it's going to be a random different day, that the officer who pulled you over isn't going to be there to testify against you. No witness, no case. If you argue it, if you plead not guilty, the judge has to dismiss the case. So that was how we would do it. We would play it so that, okay, when I show up at court, I'm going to purposely go out of my way to show up on a different day so that the cop won't be there, so there'll be no witnesses, so they have to let me go. And in a way, that's kind of what the judge is doing right now. Obviously, she can't say that. Obviously, she can't say what I just said. So, she's telling him, well, why don't I set it for a court date? The officers who pulled you over might not even be there. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Say no more. Hey, how about I set it for this date? She said it like 3 times. Hey, if I set it for this date, maybe the officers won't even be there on that day. What does she have to hit him over the head with a frying pan? And his buddy. I'm going to rewind it a little bit. Watch his buddy. His buddy underneath, in the third screen underneath them, who's on mute. You could tell that he knows what the judge is trying to do. And when his buddy's like, huh? What? You could see him underneath, he's like, because he's just so frustrated that this idiot isn't catching the hint. Like, he's like, how about a jury trial, judge? All right, you want to guarantee that you're found guilty on all counts? Okay. Good luck with that, douche canoe. Judge is bending over backwards to try to give this guy every out. Like I said, I'm going to rewind it a little bit. Watch this guy here and his reaction to the conversation. Let's see if I can find that specific part I'm looking for. It's when the judge says, asks him a question and then he doesn't answer. He's just sitting there like, huh?
Trial today, but at some point in time, your being here lets me know that you want to try and resolve these. So at some point, we need to look forward to resolving it in some type of way, okay? Like whether we need to get the officers here for a bench trial so that you can talk to them or see if they even come. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. So we just need to figure out how to resolve it at some point in time.
I hope they do, because they don't even have the correct complaint. Like, what is the complaint?
It's actually, the reaction I was looking for specifically was a little bit.
Like, what?
Oh, there you go. There you go. Look,
resolve them as best as possible. And you don't have to be bothered with me, but it's gonna have to be one of those options, just so you know, okay? Yes, no?
What was the question?
No, I just said yes, no. I'm willing to give you a pretrial today, but at some point in time, your being here lets me know that you want to try and resolve these. So at some point, we need to look forward to resolving it in some type of way, okay?
Let's get back to
like whether we need to get flow today, okay? And I want you to resolve this.
I'm trying to be reasonable.
You being reasonable, Mr. Williams, okay? You're at least having a conversation and you're not cutting me off and being rude. And I do appreciate that very much, okay? And you've been extremely patient, so I appreciate you today, okay? All right, so we'll see you back October the 24th. Does that work? Does that give you enough time to hear back? When did you send off the information? Because I want to give you enough time to have responses too from them.
I was supposed to send it off when I sent you a abatement, but I sent it off last week.
Okay, yeah, let's get, October 24th should be enough time because that gives us like 2 months, okay? Okay, October 24th at 8:30 a.m. I'll set your bond $0. And then I'll move one of your tickets out of default. I'll place it into regular status so that we can handle that as well, okay? All right.
He has no idea what she just said to him. She basically just told him, all right, fine. You could do your trial thing. We'll have a pre-trial in October. So that gives you 2 months to get ready because you want to represent yourself. And I'll take it out of default status so you won't be being charged any extra fees or fines for the 2 months in between while we're waiting. Bending over backwards to help this Bora Grove out. Ugh. Douche canoes can't help but being. Douche canoes. Douche canoes can't help but being. Douche canoes. They can't help themselves. They don't know any better. They're too dumb. They're too dumb. They're too dumb. They're too dumb. Speaking of sovereign citizens in court, ladies and gentlemen, Peg Leg Finance. If you're not subscribed to Peg Leg Finance, oh man, get over there and subscribe. Come on now. What you waiting for?
Probably going to be the last video of day 1 of my marathon recording session. And so, yeah, welcome back. For those of you who are new, I'm Joe. I am an attorney licensed in the state of Utah. And for this one, we are going to Kansas. And this is another Old Squishy Gardener video. You know, I'm sure if you're here, you are at least aware of Old Squishy Gardener. If not, you know, go check him out. He's got a lot of great court videos. Go like, share, subscribe to his channel. And so, yeah. But this is in Kansas. It is, I believe that's Judge Crum. And he's dealing with a sovereign citizen. And, you know, that there's a lot of jokes out there, especially on Law Talk with Mike, about Jared Regier. I appreciate Jared Regier. As a cyborg myself, or yes, as a cyborg myself, I absolutely appreciate the android that is Jared Regier, the prosecutor bot or prosebot or whatever you want to call him, but just great. And well, hopefully I'm an android. I mean, in the first video of this marathon session, I did kind of throw my leg off to the side there. And I'm hoping that a cheap gag didn't turn into an expensive one. Please don't be broken. Please don't be broken. I mean, obviously it wouldn't hurt if it's broken because, as I pointed out, it's carbon fiber and plastic and
I love Craig
titanium
Lake, but this intro is too
stuff,
long. Let's
but
get into the video.
really, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Our hero is in orange.
All right, at the Butler County Jail, are you Anthony Dubas?
Sir, I would like to state for the record and correct that I am not the all caps name on the paper. I am the proper case trade name, sole living heir, beneficiary, and executor of that named trust.
That is a whole bunch of nonsense. That was wonderful.
I am the living man. I am a foreign national.
Wait. In this court, I don't think it matters that he's the living man. I mean, does the J. Regier bot care that he's the living man? I don't think it matters in this court. Like I said, but once again, you know, as a cyborg, I'm the ambassador between man and machine. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. And he mentions right before I paused it, he's a foreign national. So once again, I'm the ambassador. Foreign nationals, they are constitutionally entitled to consular assistance in criminal matters in the United States. I'm here. I'm the ambassador.
And
You're a foreign national?
I'm a foreign national.
I'd love it. I'd love it if judges. It wouldn't work for obvious reasons, but I'd love it if judges said, well, in that case, let me inform you of your right to consular assistance and the peril you face, and if you're convicted, you could be deported, and if provide me papers, basically show me your visa, show me your passport, otherwise you're here illegally and you'll be deported. And the problem is, of course, you've got to have a willing recipient country, and so you can't just boot them to Mexico or Czechoslovakia or whatever, because it's not their responsibility to take them. I guess you could kick them out to international waters, sea land, or.
I'm an American national. I am here by special appearance only, held against my will, under duress. And
most people who are incarcerated are against their will. Fun fact.
False imprisonment and under false arrest.
Very good. This is State of Kansas versus Anthony Edward.
That was the most dismissive Judge Crump possibly could have been. Very good. Moving on. And Garrett Rollins here in the yellow, he does find some of this funny too.
Dubas, case number 23 TR 2777. The state appears by Jared Regier. Mr. Dubas appears from the custody of the Butler County Jail. All parties are appearing by Zoom. Mr. Dubus, you're here for a first appearance. Do you have a copy of your charges?
I am, my honor, Mr. Crum. I am here by special.
My honor. Judge doesn't work for you. It's not your, as in Mr. Dubus's honor. But he also wasn't asking about special appearance. He was asking if you have the charging sheet documents. If
Appearance under
All right,
duress.
you've already been through that. I'm going to read your charges to you. In count one, it alleges that on August 17th, 2023, you did then and there unlawfully operate a motor vehicle on a highway of this state without having a valid driver's license. That is no valid driver's license, a Class B non-person misdemeanor. That carries a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail and up to a $1,000 fine. Count two alleges that on August 17th, 2023, you're operating a motor vehicle, a 2003 Honda Accord, upon a highway or this state, East Fox Trail Street, Andover, Butler County, Kansas, while your vehicle was not registered.
hey, and you hear that? The citation says Butler County, Kansas. That's a rebuttable presumption of jurisdiction.
Failed to register a vehicle, that's an unclassified non-person misdemeanor. That carries a maximum penalty of 30 days in jail and up to a $500 fine. Count three alleges you operated a motor vehicle on August 17th, 2023 in Butler County, Kansas without having valid insurance. That's no proof of insurance, a Class B non-person misdemeanor.
Did Regier almost smile? I think he almost smiled. I think he suppressed one.
You understand your charges, Mr. Dubus?
No, I do not stand under these charges, and I would like to make it clear that I was not operating a motor vehicle.
Hang on.
He said, stand under, everyone, drink. Oh, man, that one's getting more and more rare, but they still use it.
Oh.
I stand under, understand?
Time for another cheap sight gag. I am able to stand under myself. I apologize for that.
Vehicle. I was operating my private conveyance, not for hire, not for commercial use, not to transport passengers or products for hire. And if I was allowed to have my folder with black text case law in it to be brought here with me, as I asked Mr. Deputy Khalid Baraka, and he refused, I would be able to prove to you with.
It's probably for the best that you don't have it, so that you don't misapply it, because you know anything you have in there that is actual case law, you're misapplying it. And I mean, we've seen time and time again, sovereign citizens love to say everything is a Supreme Court case law, even when it's state courts or district court or whatever. Because like, but just as an example, let's say Thompson versus Smith. That's Virginia state court. But every sovereign citizen ever has said it's Supreme Court, U.S. Supreme Court. So,
The black text case law, what the Supreme Court rulings from multiple different cases have stated about the definition of a driver, an operator, a motor vehicle.
It's almost like, though, hear me out. It's almost like what the Supreme Court says a driver is irrelevant for the purposes of Kansas state law. Because Kansas, the traffic code, is going to have its own definitions for the purpose of the driver's code. Because Black's Law Dictionary is a stopgap. If something isn't defined in the statute, you might use Black's Law Dictionary. Of course, if you're interpreting case law or, well, statutes or even case law from, say, 1805, you might use an 1805 dictionary for the common usage at the time. So, like, sovereign citizens love using second edition Black's Law Dictionary. And yeah, it's out of date, but it still has its uses because, you know, if you're interpreting a statute from 1911 or whenever it is, you'd probably dig that out, although you'd might pull out the newest edition too and say, but, you know, this is our understanding, so, because, you know, statutory intent doesn't really matter.
Also, it is important to remember again that Black's Law Dictionary is a dictionary. It is not a list of actual laws. It's just defining legal terms. And also, they love to misinterpret those definitions. They love to take them out of context. They love to ignore Black's Law Dictionary's definition of employed. They love to say the definition of driver says the word employed, but they never talk about the fact that Black's Law Dictionary itself defines employed in a way that goes against their narrative. Of course, they'll never mention that. But also, and this is also important, yes, people are calling bingo because he's saying he's hitting all the points. But the other thing with these Forest Grove, Jabberwocky, douche canoe, bonehead, butterbrain, moron, smooth brain, koalas, jackwagons. They yes, thank you. It's the act of doing a thing. Exactly. According to Black's Law Dictionary, at this very moment, I am employed in a live stream. I am employed in streaming. When I grab my gavel, I am employed of smacking my gavel. You're doing something. You are employed in that activity. So when it says driving is when someone is employed in operating a motor vehicle, it means they are doing the act of operating a motor vehicle. Try to explain that to a soft set, though. Anyway, they love to go on these tangents where they quote, obviously, always misquote everything and quote everything wrong, but take everything out of context. Another thing that they love to do, and he mentioned, is bring up, you know, these court cases as like, this case has to do, you know, this court case says that you can't do that. It's like, well, that's a Virginia court case. You're in, you know, North Dakota. So what does that have to do with anything? But I wanted to make a point because he said Kansas. So I want to make a point. Going from Chicago to rural Wisconsin, I noticed something about the laws. It makes very good sense that different states and even different cities are going to have differences in their traffic code. I'll give you an example. Because until I was in Wisconsin, I never even saw this before. There are cars. It's a vehicle, a motor vehicle, that farmers use on their farms that are really, really big. Make an 18-wheeler look like a baby toy. Huge, massive vehicles that take up both lanes. Sometimes even more than that. And you see them driving up and down the roads all the time out there. You think downtown Chicago in the Loop that you're allowed to drive those things on those roads? In other words, it makes perfect sense that local municipalities are going to have slightly different traffic codes. There's not one absolute SCOTUS-determined traffic code that the federal government put down that's going to apply to the entire universe. If you're in a heavily rural area with tons of farms, you're going to allow those kind of vehicles on the road. Within reason, there are limitations. But if you're talking about Manhattan Island, hell no! You ain't even getting across the water in that damn thing. Ain't happening, bud. Sorry. Thank you.
It's not law. But
an automobile, what a conveyance is, and their decisions, aka my bad, the Supreme Court's decisions.
All right, Mr. Dubas, I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you, and we're going to set this over. If you want to present this stuff, you can present it to Judge Webster, who's going to be assigned to your case. Are you going to be able to hire an
for an old Quidditch player, Judge Crumb really makes a good judge.
attorney?
I'm sui juris, so I'm not a ward of the state.
Okay, then you can hire your own attorney. I'm going to set this for November.
I love it. He ends the query there. It's, would you like a state? You know, would you like us to see if you qualify? I'm not a ward of the state. Okay, get your own if you want one. Love that. Of course, there's still a question of competency, but
13th, 2023 at 9 o'clock in the morning. Mr. Aguirre, do you have a recommendation for bond?
Your Honor, 2,500 cash or surety with all standard conditions. Also, in reviewing the affidavit, it would appear that when this is alleged that when the defendant was questioned by the deputy, he refused to provide a valid address or any further information. That's quoting directly from the affidavit. I'm not sure if the court wants to make any special orders along those lines or not.
I object. I provided a valid address. It's just a non-residential address, or a residential address that is non-domestic, and he refused.
what? Is it the address for your van down by the river, for the cardboard box under the viaduct? It's a non-residential address or something or other, but I'm not going to specify what it is. And it's like, well, then you can sit in jail waiting, and you know, it's a condition of bond. It's besides which, you can pay the full $2,500, but if you want to use a bail bond, you know, and pay just $250 to get out, 10%, you're going to have to provide them with an address and not a PO box. They're not going to send their skip tracers, their bail bondsmen to, or bounty hunters. I mean, they're not going to send them to arrest you for skipping bond at your PO box. They want to know where your ass sits down at night. Where
Used to accept my proper address or my mailing address.
Well, I'm going to set a bond in the amount of $2,500 cash or surety. You'll need to provide a valid physical address to a bondsman if you wish to make bond, Mr. Dubas. All right, is there anything else, Mr. Aguirre, on this case?
Shut him up.
Nothing from the state's perspective, Your Honor.
All right, we'll be in recess. Mr. Dubus, you are excused.
Hold on, is it an OR bond or?
No, it's a cash or surety bond.
Okay, so I need a cosigner.
You can put up 2,500 in cash, or you can make arrangements with the bondsman.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, some people.
All right, so that's pretty much that. What's amazing about the whole address thing, and I don't know if this is what this guy was talking about because he never gets into it, but I do know from previous experience that a lot of sovereign citizens believe, because a lot of what they believe is based on conspiracy theory nonsense. They believe that a zip code is part of a government conspiracy. And again, there's no logic with these guys. You can't make them believe that just about, like, okay, the Nightmare on Elm Street series is called Elm Street because almost every state has an Elm Street. Elm Street is extremely common. The idea was it's an undefined location. It's on Elm Street. That could be anyone could live near an Elm Street. Ooh. That's why they called it Elm Street. That was the whole point. So if your 12 Elm Street is your address and you won't use your real name, 12 Elm Street could be anything. You get that at the post office. Okay, which Elm Street? Who do we send this letter to? Baba Ganoush? Like, where does it go? Bugnish? Santa Claus? You need the address, which includes the zip code. The zip code tells them which Elm Street, which city, which state, where specifically the letter goes. These guys believe zip codes are part of the conspiracy of the government controlling us by assigning a number to us. So, again, they didn't get into it in that video, so I don't know if that's what he was talking about with his fraudulent address, but that might be what it is. It might be that he's not putting his zip code on there. I don't know. But again, knowing these sovereign citizens, that may very well be what the problem was. And of course, he refuses to do it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, just hitting the 3-hour mark once again on this beautiful Tuesday. Thank you for joining me. For those of you who didn't see all of yesterday's show, the bit that is available is after I came back. I was doing a Labor Day special, and I was having a lot of fun. Actually, it was great, but I was doing something different than I normally do. Like I said, I was trying to do a Labor Day holiday special, and I really realized real quick, just to get back to what I normally do, because YouTube was not happy with what I was doing. And so the first few hours are gone forever. YouTube removed it, and I don't even have a copy of it. It doesn't exist. So if you saw it, you saw it. Lucky you. If not, nothing I can do about it. Basically, for anyone who missed it, what I was doing was I was trying to celebrate good cops, playing videos, specifically videos of cops saving people's lives, but my voiceover, I was talking as if I was an auditor. So like a cop's running into a building, burning building, and there's a guy who's standing there like the flames are shooting out towards the guy, and the cop says, back up. And I'm like, he's giving unlawful directives. What a horrible tyrant. You know, that kind of a thing. Being sarcastic. It was fun, but again, if you weren't there, I mean, maybe I could take bits and pieces and just make videos specifically like that intentionally. And then that way, when I try to upload them, YouTube will tell me if there's a problem with it or not before I publish it. So there's no risk of anything. So we'll see. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, women and children of all ages, Ah, there it is. My music. I love my music. Thank you for joining me. And don't forget to join me every Saturday on the Saturday Night Snafu. This Saturday night's guest, once again, is going to be the Frauditor Comedy Show. And then on September 16th, our guest is going to be According to Asia. September 23rd, Miss Mandy 777. And September 30th, we had to reschedule him. He's going to be here September 30th. Dummy Kruger! Don't forget to keep those in mind. Don't forget to join us. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you guys. You're the best fans in the world. Best fans in the world. I love you guys. The best fans in the world. All right. And real quick before I go, this song that's playing right now, and once I disappear, it always gets a little bit louder. This Ancient Chart Music and Art was asking something about my music earlier. So I play guitar and bass on this one, but the bass I used for the bass line, I borrowed from my stupid idiot brother-in-law. And it was a piece of crap, and it literally hurt my fingers, and it kept going out of tune. So I had to do like 12 takes just on the bass line just to make it right. Oh, what a nightmare that was. My wrist was sore for like a week. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. As always, yeah, I'm all shook up.
Thank you.